Hi Jeff, how you doing? Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Yeah, busy 24 hours. My mum's been rather poorly the last couple of days. Just took her back into hospital today. Just going through a bunch of tests, and hopefully they'll get her back on some kind of balance. She's had a bit of trouble with her kidneys, so we'll see how that goes. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate that. So I'm gonna be loading up some OGS in my LCS egg. Got a big bowl, this pipe. It's actually really got some nice grain too. Nice shaping, nice bit of faux ivory on there. And some of that limited stock stem material that I had a while back. I've got one or two of these left. Fernando, ciao. From Eugene, Oregon. Welcome aboard. So today is going to be my first live, besides for the London Calling, but my first efforts at making a pipe from this workshop. I guess this would be 667, wouldn't it? How you doing, Aardvark? Incidentally, how's the sound coming through? Somebody did mention to me yesterday that the sound was not as good probably because it's a smaller room and the sound is probably bouncing off the walls. I don't know what I can do about it. The gentleman did suggest some stuff, but I'm not going to spend money on it. My YouTube content is done off the cuff. I'm not going to start putting in, equipment and sound deadening material on the walls, all that kind of stuff. To my mind, spending money on YouTube is a fool's game. Unless you're aiming to be one of these guys with millions of viewers where you can make some decent money. But otherwise, don't spend money on it. That's my opinion anyway. I mean, unless it's your hobby and you want to spend the money on it, then fine. But from my perspective, I try to put out as much content as I can in as natural as possible, as natural a way as possible. So without any production, just fly on the wall. So, Freeform Dublin. There's some really nice grain on this pipe. And the material, the stem material that I used on Phil's pipe, you know, the silver spigot that he just got. I'm going to use the same material, one with a translucent brown in it, and we'll do a double band as well. Let's see how that works out. I spent some time either last night or this morning, I can't remember anymore, lining up the lathe. I'm going to check it again. Oh, I did a little bit more work on the workshop, just fitting things in a little bit here and there. This is my little Dremel bits and pieces. So I've got the dust collection going. It's not great, really. I need to have something with a hood to really catch all the dust, but that's something I might have to actually make at some point in the future. But because it's such a short run and it's going downwards rather than having to climb up, which I had to do before, so the power is really good. And I cleared most of the shelves over there of the jars that I don't really use. I must have taken away 90% of my jars. Those have all gone out to the garage now. And I've kept a tiny proportion of the tobaccos, and these are the tobaccos that I either smoke on a daily basis or tobaccos that I dip into from time to time. But you know, I must have put away about 60 or 70 jars. It's ridiculous. It's the amount of stuff that you have that you don't actually use. And I've put the mops on the wall as well. So it's taking shape. It's certainly taking shape. My biggest issue is still the storage. I've still got about 7 or 8 boxes full of stuff which I need to house here. So I'm going to have to sort through it, and probably at least, I hope at least half of it will end up going into long-term storage, and I'll take that out to the garage as well. All my magazines I want to get back in here because I do read those, I reread them. The pipe magazines, I reread them all the time. I would love to get some more of the Pipe Smokers Ephemeris. I have book 1. I'd love to get book 2, and the later magazines which they didn't make into books. I'd love to get some of those. You can get them on eBay, but they go for silly money. And it's a shame that nobody's digitized them yet. Or at least not that I'm aware of. Hi Phil, how you doing? I just mentioned you a few minutes ago. The pipe I'm doing using the same stem material. It's my last bit of that stuff. I'll have to buy some more because it looks really good. It's a nice bottle of OGS. Got tea in here for now. If any of you guys haven't been on Phil's channel and seen his latest pipe, I recommend you go and see it. And if anybody's interested in the States in getting an estate LCS Briars pipe, there is one on smokingpipes.eu. And it's about €90. It's a good price. I'm even tempted to go for it myself, but can't afford it at the moment. That one has a band on it which is made from ebonite plate. I think I still have some of that. It's really nice stuff. Essentially, instead of getting a rod of ebonite, you get, or slate I think they possibly call it. It's basically, you get a sheet of it. It's about 6 or 7 mil thick. And it's just a sheet, and you get, when you cut it into little rings, you get lots of different patterns and things. It's very nice. I should really get some more of that stuff. The only issue with that is that you can use it as a band, but you have to kind of match it with another stem material. Because it's just a sheet, you can't make a stem out of it. I need to get on with it because I can't make a noise for much longer. So I'm going to try and get some of this done. I'm going to move you over to the lathe. It is a bit dark. I'm going to have to sorry about that. I am going to have to get some additional lighting here, but for now we have to make do with it as it is. actually can't see a sausage. I'm going to have to rig up some lighting. Actually, the phone is a little bit close as well, it's in my way, so I'm going to have to move that as well. As you can see, there's still a lot of bedding in to be done. I haven't unpacked all the stuff that I use here. What I need is my 14mm. Is that my new one or not? This is it, I think. I've got 16 now. Sorry guys, I hope it's not boring or anything. I've got to do things as and when things get apparent to me, because I'm still bedding in here. So there's bits and pieces that I need to do. For instance, my control panel at the moment, that's my control panel for the lathe. I have it, it's magnetic and it's stuck to the side of the lathe, but I'm used to having it up in front of me on, so I've got to put this metal plate on the wall so that it can stick to it magnetically. And I haven't done it yet, and it's kind of not enjoying not having it, put it that way. couple of bangs with a hammer. I'm just putting a clip and a cable clip on the controller cable. Probably not going to be able to make a noise for too much longer. Definitely got to get the lighting sorted out. Yeah, the picture has just been pointed out to me is better, and that will be because of the Wi-Fi signal. The Wi-Fi router is literally 2 meters away. So hopefully you should be getting sharp pictures with minimal dropouts. Yeah, I was worried about that. I've got another 14mm drill bit which is sharper. This one's got a bit of a chatter on it. I'll just finish this one off, but I'll see if I can find another drill bit. it's really difficult. It's funny how, first of all, everything's in a different position, so you kind of got to just get used to things being in different places, and things just don't fall to your hands as they used to. So you really got to have your head screwed on. Ordinarily, I would have put the tenon in whilst it was on the lathe, and I forgot to do that. It's really no big deal, but it's just a matter of sort of getting back into it and finding new muscle memory for the position of things. The lathe itself feels different. The lathe itself has to bed in because it'll be in a slightly different position. The levels will be slightly different. Previously it was on a concrete floor, now it's on a timber floor. It's holding out very well. It's all pretty solid. And the advantage is that the lathe itself weighs a ton, so it kind of holds itself, and the motor is really held steady by the very weight of the bed, the lathe bed and the lathe legs, which are absolutely solid as a rock. But even if they're a couple of millimeters different in terms of, it could actually put a little twist on the whole shape of the lathe. So, and it does feel a little bit different. So all of that kind of needs to bed in. Well, I just wanted to sort of get started. I'm not going to continue now because I don't want to antagonize anybody on my first night back on the lathe. It's now 8:30 in the evening, and as I said, I would be reorganizing my day so the noisy stuff is in the morning, but it's only because I would have just kind of got into the workshop today to do anything. I just wanted to give it a quick run, so I'm going to call it a night for now, guys. Thanks for joining me. I don't know if I'll carry on tomorrow. I've still got a mountain of work to get through to get this place as it needs to be. But we will get there. Thanks very much, everybody. I'll say good night. Have a great evening. Catch you on the next.